Guys, joining me today is Anya from Bowery Analytics. Anya, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here. Anya, how have you been hustling during these quarantine times? How have you found it challenging to stay at the hustle level to which we all know you're usually accustomed?
Wow, big question. Well, since I can't go outside and talk to people, I stay a lot on LinkedIn. I reached out to people I know. I try to join new networks and, be in the moment
Right.
of constantly providing information online.
Right. Absolutely. Be in the moment, super important. Anya, real quick, what part of the world is your accent from?
Well, that's a really good question. I am originally from Poland.
How
Can
is
you
the
really tell my accent?
I can say there's something that's
Ah,
slightly not American.
like
How
Long Island? Just kidding.
how has the transition been to the American corporate culture?
Well, that's a good question, but I was a little kid when I came here. So really, as American as can get at this point, I think.
Have you learned the ability to step on people and crush them like bugs to get what you need?
No, because that's not who I am.
How do you think of your corporate strategy? If it's not the crushing bug strategy, how do you think of corporate strategy?
So it's interesting you asked that. I had this conversation yesterday with someone. I really, really, really believe in being genuine. And one of my best like people I look up to, not in business, is Brene Brown. I really like that she is genuine, she's vulnerable, and that just watched this awesome interview with the Spanx founder. Talks about just be yourself and you will succeed. Like it may take you longer, but you will never give up the true belief that you have about the business, about, you're not selling yourself down the river. I believe in that. So maybe not like hustle Russell exactly.
So to be a good salesperson, you have to attack a situation, correct?
If by attack you mean be prepared, make sure you understand others' needs and sell them only what they need, then yes,
Yeah, I got
that's
to where I am.
right.
I got to where I am selling people what they need. No, Anya, you need to sell them what they will pay money for after you convince them that they need it, correct?
No, we don't do that at Bowery Analytics. We
Got it.
really try to understand the genuine need of the client, and it doesn't always match up to what we're selling, and therefore we don't actually do business with them.
Well, that's just right over my head, but maybe the folks at home will understand. Think about Bowery Analytics. Can you define what your company kind of what you do, what your services are for the folks at home?
Absolutely. We provide analytics, strategy services, and we are very focused around marketing analytics and HR analytics. Those are our two core functions. We do all kinds of digital transformation projects and really focus on analytics of any kind for the business.
Interesting. What are analytics?
Wow. Big question. It is really taking the data and insights that your company already gathers and trying to make sense out of that in the way that you're trying to lead your business. So utilizing the information that people are providing and using that information to drive business decisions.
So I have, let's say, 40 cold calls today, right? I typically have many hundreds, but let's say today I have 40 cold calls. I At the end of the day, I write down in my data keeping my record book that 10 of them were dead ends, waste of my time. 10 of the other ones were maybe call me back, and then the last 20 sold something that I convinced them that they needed. So you're saying
That's pretty
that
good, actually.
after, oh, my closure rate is usually much higher. Just for the sake of example, I'm just pulling this out of nowhere. So for the sake of analytics, you're saying I should then take that information and study it and try to find patterns in those 20 yeses, correct?
That's correct. I would say you'd want to find patterns in the 40 that you started with. Why did the first 10 are
Interesting.
complete losses? What about the 10 that are maybes? What's similar about those so that you continue to grow more and you don't make 10 dead ends? You can maybe only make 9, 8, 7, 6, and you continue to dwindle that down because you realized I'm not even going to waste my time on these.
Now let's take it a step further. I have the 20 yeses. they become my recurring clients. How does analytics help me once they are my clients? Or is it just something that I need at the beginning and I'm good?
So a couple of things. Even at the beginning, you need the yeses and you want even more information behind the yeses. How much time did you spend on them? How much money did you spend on them to acquire those yeses? Because you want that information later on to tell you how much money they actually spend with you. So what was the cost of acquisition? I think that's probably a really important metric. And then as you're working with them, not only how much money are they measuring, but then we get into other analytics. How much time are you spending? If they bought a product, are they happy? Are they going to return? If they're not happy, why not? What do you need to improve?
Got it. Guys, you heard it here. You got to optimize if you want to end up in that high rise.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Okay, glad we agree on that. So you work with AI, correct?
We do.
Will we see robots in the future that can hustle?
Um, well, I would say the robots are already hustling. They're working really, really hard.
Not harder than me. Sorry, continue.
Probably not harder than you. We probably didn't optimize their code then to do that,
I would say not.
but we could. We'll work on that.
I have been approached by Hollywood directors wanting to study my metabolism and sense of inherent optimization so that they can replicate those models on their fake robots in Hollywood. Anya, I'm curious about something else. Can you, given your training and experience, help me develop a robust analytics system for determining one's hustle score?
Yes, I don't know what the hustle score is.
Right,
Uh,
right, right. So let's back it up a little bit. Back it up. So I have to go through these Zoom interviews during quarantine to one-on-one assess someone's hustle score. So since you have sat down in the hot seat, your hustle score has been running, and I've been kind of the whole time just adding in different variables to come up with a score for you. The record to date is 6.6 out of 10. Everyone has fallen either below that or way below that, or in some cases negative, right? So what I'm wondering is if we can develop some kind of an analytics system where we just plug in different variables and automatically it spits out your hustle score. I don't have to waste my precious time when I could be cold calling, setting up emails, getting back to my cold call list, and just kind of refer people to a system that we create together. I'd give you, 30%, I'd keep 70.
that is possible if you have those indicators that you're capturing. Absolutely. That is how you measure anything that you want to measure. So you put in data and you develop certain percentages on what is more important, what is less, and you come up with a score. Absolutely.
So we plug in, for example, the amount of money they make, the
Mm-hmm.
number of hours per day that you work. Okay, weekend days worth double. The amount of time they spend physically sweating, the number of cold calls they make, the number of cell phones they own, the number of gray hoodies they have in their closet, all into one equation, and a hustle score gets spit out.
I kind of like this idea. We should totally put that out on your website.
What's a bigger weakness, youth or compassion?
Neither.
We were looking for both on that one. We were looking for both. Hey, for someone out there in your field during this time, what's the best thing they can be doing to weather these crazy times?
Keep in touch with everyone that you can to keep sane, not just with your prospects, with your current customers. I think that's super important. Again, authentic yourself, be out there, put yourself out there, seek out connections. Even when you're alone, you're not alone, right? Everybody's on LinkedIn, everybody's on Facebook, everybody's doing something to get themselves in front of people and to just stay sane.
Slight departure. What if
Mhm.
you feel alone all the time
In business,
in everything?
I would definitely say seek mental health help.
God, let me just make a note about something else, something to do with, not about this. Um, okay, Anya, I appreciate that advice. Stay connected. When you're alone, you're not alone unless you're always alone. And try to maximize your value to your community. Use the channels available to you. I echo all of these things. I did not hear any mention of cold calling. Is cold calling something people should be doing right now?
think it depends on your business. I think it's challenging. I would definitely say that people are tired of hearing about the latest and greatest things. So again, be mindful about the times, be helpful if you can be. And yes, though, reach out. And if by cold calling, you also mean cold emailing or reaching out, just overall cold touching people, that's a definite yes. You should reach out. Have a message. Don't just say, hey, do you want to buy my stuff? Be a little more prepared for that. And just line up your pipeline in, like, just again by networking and talking to people, even if that doesn't actually convert to a full sale.
So by respectful, you call someone up, they say, look, they're a little bit busy because they can't find a mask for their kids and they had to run out of sanitizer. And you say, stop doing that. Listen to me. I have to talk to you about a once in a lifetime opportunity to make millions of dollars right now. And they get annoyed. What should you do? You push through that, right?
Definitely not. You
Definitely not.
don't stop.
Okay.
You do not tell them to stop doing those things. I'm surprised they'd even pick up, but
Yeah.
in case they did.
Yeah, okay, got it. So at all means necessary, get them on the phone no matter what they're doing at all times.
No, no,
Okay.
hustle, Russell. No.
That's Ania, parting thoughts or advice to the marketing community.
Press on, definitely. Be present and be in front of people who want to hear from you at all times, because they're out there. They want the messaging. Be appropriate, but be out there to everyone.
And if I could just expound on that a little bit, be out there, be in people's faces, and be the first voice they hear when they wake up, and be the last voice they hear before they sign their checks.
Not exactly.
I think I taught them a lot. I think you taught them some stuff. And so, guys, this has been Ania of Bowery Analytics. Check them out, BoweryAnalytics.com. They have some very strong ways to increase your ROI, decrease your wasted time, and some so-so things to say about humanity and empathy and all that other stuff.
Hustle, Russell. This has been very interesting.
Thank you, Ania. Interesting is the right word. I apologize for your negative hustle score. Unfortunately, there was no other fate for you. That's Ania from Bowery Analytics. That's Hustle Russell, 2 L's, 1 life.